What's up guys, Ryan here from Handgun, and today we're going to be talking about pistols and kind of my thoughts on what I would like to do and some things that I'm seeing in the industry. So I have a couple suppressed pistols here, and this is one of my favorite odd guns to shoot handgun wise. I am not as much of a handgun collector as I am rifle collector. I like rifles a lot more, but I do have some cool handguns and I do like handguns. But for every handgun there is 2 or 3 rifles. So this is my SilencerCo Maxim 9. I've done a video of it on the channel before. It's also been in some of my other videos, but this is very cool. It's made by SilencerCo. It's a suppressed pistol, kind of an integrally suppressed pistol, but I don't think it fully classifies as that because you have a barrel and then you have just a permanently attached suppressor or a somewhat permanently attached suppressor on the front end here. So normally integrally suppressed barrels have the holes drilled in the barrels or however they do it, and then the suppressor goes over that. But yeah, this is just a standard barrel with this built-in style suppressor. And I think it's a really cool pistol. SilencerCo is currently not producing them. I don't know the reason for that. But I would like to see more products like this. It's probably a niche market. I understand. This is just what I'd like. But I've kind of been thinking about a cool idea for this as certain technology advances. And that is, I think it would be really cool to throw a night vision optic or a thermal optic on this gun because it is cut out. I believe for a red dot, or not red dot, obviously it's cut out for a red dot. I believe it's cut out for a Trijicon RMR. I've seen pictures of it. It does look a little odd, but I've never mounted a red dot to this pistol. I've just ran it with the iron sights, and it's pretty accurate. I like it. It shoots good. It shoots quiet. It's very unique. I brought out some other pistols here to kind of compare it to. So when we're talking pistols, this mag's empty, but I'll clear it for you guys in a sec. When we're talking suppressed pistols, most suppressors, 9mm suppressors, are about this size. This is a rugged Obsidian 9. It's a full-size 9mm suppressor, but on the end of this Glock, I mean, it's not bad. It feels fine. It would be better with suppressor sights or maybe a red dot, but you could shoot accurately like this. And if you look at them side by side, it is noticeably longer. The light, it is a little bit tall, but yeah, just so much longer. And then even if we went with a shorter suppressor, like the CGS Kraken subcompact, which they call it the Mod 9 SK now, it is still longer than the Maxim 9. And again, about, I guess, the same height. But yeah, I just think the Maxim 9 is a very unique pistol. It's cool, and I'd like to see more things like this because red dots are the way of the future for pistols. Suppressors have been more the way of the future for rifles. Like, if you think about it, law enforcement's getting red dots on their pistols. Military is getting red dots on their pistols. Law enforcement and military are getting suppressors on their rifles. I think the trend will follow to pistols at some point, but you got to have a more reliable way to do it because pistol suppressors, the one thing is they've always been a little bit more finicky than rifle suppressors because they can back off while you're shooting them. You have to constantly make sure they're tightened. Like this, eventually as you shoot will just loosen up and then you just have to tighten it. This, don't have that issue. It's just ready to go every single time, and it's pretty awesome. I like it a lot. But again, it's just kind of a limited niche market. I know there's also like a rail-mounted suppressor that I've seen. I forget who makes it, but you basically have your pistol and the suppressor mounts to your rail and just goes in front of your barrel, and it's kind of like a loose, a tight tolerance, but like probably a looser diameter hole so that the bullet has a little bit more leeway so it doesn't baffle strike anything. But yeah, I think that'd be cool. But the limiting factor is it's hard to put a light on there. Red dot, I mean, you can put a red dot on there, it'd probably be fine, but the light would be just way far away. So I'm thinking when they become more readily available and maybe technology is a little bit better, I have no experience with them yet, I think it'd be really cool to throw a night vision or a thermal optic on this Maxim 9, and then you have a very futuristic handgun. Like, it's already looks futuristic, but that would be super cool because then you don't need a light. It's probably still good to have a light, right? But yeah, it would run without that. So that's kind of my idea for this, and I just thought of that for today's video. But I also wanted to talk about kind of the directions that handguns have been going in. I work in the gun industry. It's going to be 10 years as of next month that I've worked at the store I work at. And it's very interesting to see the current trend. And not all companies do it, but some of the main ones I can think of would be like Smith & Wesson and SIG. You have all these fancy lightning cut guns where like these are very plain Jane guns, right? Like this is just your slide, you're ready to go. But you'll see a lot of companies nowadays doing all the little cuts and cosmetic features they can add on there. Comps are also really big right now. Glock's been doing it forever, but you see a lot of companies coming out with some type of carry comp gun or full-size comp gun. And I think that's cool. Like, I'm not shitting on it. Like, I would like to shoot those. I have a Glock 17C, and then I have a kind of a custom SIG with a comp on it. I tend to like comps that are built into the slide and barrel versus the add-on comps. My personal preference as of right now. But yeah, you see a lot of this in the market right now is let's put a comp on it, let's put all these lightning cuts on it, and that's the current market. But I don't see Glock doing it. There's a few companies I don't see doing it. But yeah, I like the trend of the higher capacity small guns. Like, that's awesome. I'm thinking at some point I'd like to add a SIG macro to my carry guns, because right now I have 3 different carry guns, so I guess 4. I have an LCP2 when I go running. This was my very first like main concealed carry gun. It's a Smith & Wesson Shield. It's a Gen 1 with Trijicon HD night sights and an Apex trigger. This thing is awesome. I love it. I shoot it pretty well. The main one recently has been this Glock 43 done up by Langdon Tactical. It's got a little bit of dust on it. But this has been my main carry gun, and it's got a RMR CC on there with iron sights. It's got a trigger job, other stuff, but it doesn't have a light. So I need to add something with a light. Now that it's getting cooler, officially, it's not jacket weather yet here in Arizona, but I have my Shadow Systems MR918 with an RMR and a Streamlight TLR1. I'll carry that once I can start wearing a jacket more. But something that I've been lacking in my collection would be a higher capacity, smaller carry gun with a light. Now, if I do the macro, I think I'm gonna run it just iron sights, because I do fine with iron sights or red dot. Red dots are faster, but I just like Trijicon red dots, and I don't think you could throw a Trijicon on a macro as of right now. So yeah, I think that's the plan. But yeah, I do see carry comp guns being very popular right now, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I think you should always still be able to shoot a standard gun, right? Like, there are people that are recoil sensitive to full-size 9mm now, which is insane to me. Like, they're like, oh, that kicks too much. Like, and I deal with this at work. I'm like, it does not kick too much. It's a Glock 19 or a Glock 17. It does not kick too much. They're getting very comfortable with comped guns, and that's fine, but I still think you should be able to shoot a standard gun. But yeah, so trends are, you know, high capacity subcompacts. I think that's cool. I like that. Comp guns, I think it's cool. I think you should still be able to shoot a normal gun, but comp guns are cool, and I'm not opposed to them. What else? All the fancy lightning cuts in guns like that are more cosmetic, and they're probably weight reduction for the slides too, but let's be honest, most of these slides, there's no issues, right? Like, I don't need lightning cuts in this to make the gun shoot that much better. Does it help? Maybe, sure, but I don't think it's 100% necessary. So the lightning cuts do look cool. I'm not going to deny that, but I wouldn't get too fixated on that. There's nothing wrong with standard pistols. But one thing I'd like to see more of in the future as we get like more advanced with stuff, I'd like to see maybe some cooler pistol suppressor setups like this Maxim 9. I understand that's my niche market thing, but I just think it'd be kind of cool to incorporate all of that as much as we can. So let's incorporate the suppressor, incorporate the red dot, incorporate the light. As technology advances, we could do the night vision or thermal on there. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, that was just kind of my video idea for today. I think it'd be cool. What do you guys think about me running a thermal or a night vision sight on here? I don't think there's any available to the public just yet, but I think that's what I'd like to do to this, and see how it goes. But thank you guys for watching, and let me know down in the comments what you would like to see in the handgun market, or your thoughts on anything I've talked about. So thank you guys, and stay tuned for my next video.